So guys, your next topic is which is the last topic of this module 2, okay, which is exception handling. Okay, so guys, exception handling is one of the important topic in this Java, not only in Java, in all the languages, in all the OOPS languages, guys. Okay, uh, normally we will get some errors, right? In errors in our program, right? Yes, guys, what kind of errors we will get? So far we have executed so many things. Yes, what are all the errors you have seen? Yes,
Sir,
yes,
array index out of bound exception, sir.
yeah, okay. At the time of array concept, we have seen that. Okay, at the time itself, I told you, right? Yeah, can you brief about it? What is that array index out of bound?
Sir, we have declared a array for a particular size, sir.
Okay,
If on accessing the array, it over the count is exceeding the our declaring count, sir, it will throw that exception, sir.
okay. Declaring not declaring count, declared array size. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, very good. So and then any other error? Any other errors, guys? It will show you in that command prompt or in this NetBeans, right? Yes, the below output window, it will show some red lines, right? Yes, did you remember about it? Yes, can anyone remember about it?
Number format exception, sir.
No, I'm generally asking about the errors, not an exception handling, not an exception handling. Actually, I'm generally asking about errors. So far we have executed so many programs in various topics. Okay, at the time, what are all the errors you have seen?
Sir, compile time error.
Yeah, very good,
Time.
very good. So what are all the errors? Why it occurs? Please remember, I told you why it occurs. Yeah, static object cannot be referenced from non-static block. Okay, so that kind of errors. Yes, any other errors? So okay guys, so we have seen so many things in compile time, right? If I did any mistake in println or any syntax errors, it will throw you some errors, right? Yes, so we are going to see about errors and exceptions, guys, here. Okay, so far you have seen errors, okay, which comes from the program or syntaxes. Okay, and we know some known errors, like as you said, array index out of bound and format exceptions. Okay, so that kind of errors we are going to handle using this exception handling, guys. Generally we will see what is exception handling. It is an unwanted or unexpected event which occurs during the execution of a program. Okay, and it disrupt the normal flow of program instructions. Okay, and it arises during the execution of the program. Okay, so at the compile time, see guys, we have a two stage, which is compile time and execution time. At the compile time we will get some errors, right? And also at the time of execution we will get some errors. Okay, so that kind of errors we are going to handle using this exception handling. Okay, so the reason is the user has entered an invalid data or some bad inputs. Okay guys, the user may give give some error inputs, right? Yes or no? Yes, see guys, I'm giving a system to you. Okay, like you want to enter some student data. Okay, so whether everyone will give a proper input? Do you think whether all 60 students will give a proper input to that system?
Okay.
Yes. So what kind of errors or what kind of bad inputs we will do at the time of giving an input to that system? Yes, guys, can you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, invalid inputs, very good. See guys, you please remember about it. At the time of filling any registration form, it asks you to enter a mobile number. Okay, the mobile number should be in a number format. Okay, so if we give any letters inside that, it is an number format error. Okay, it is an format error. Okay, so it should only accept the numbers. Okay, because that is a mobile number. Okay, so that is a simple example, guys. Okay, please keep in mind about it. Okay, we'll go with this, and the reasons are user has entered an invalid data and file not found, some network connections, and JVM has run out of memory. So these are all some of the main reasons where I will get the exceptions, guys. Okay, and I'm having an exception hierarchy here. Okay, so here throwable is an root class. Inside that I am having exceptions and errors. Okay, so here we are mainly focusing on this exceptions. Inside this exceptions I am having checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions, guys. Okay, so if you extend this exception, inside this exception checked exceptions, I am having this IO exceptions, SQL exceptions, and class not found exceptions, and so on. Okay, so that will be checked at the time of compilations. Okay, and unchecked exceptions are there in the runtime. Okay, so in exception I am having two types, which is checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Okay, so in this runtime exceptions, which is unchecked exceptions, I may get arithmetic exceptions, null pointer exceptions, number format exceptions, index out of bound, which means array index out of bound exception, string out of bound exceptions. Okay, so these are all the exception hierarchy, guys. Okay, clear, guys? Clear? So in this exception hierarchy, please remember I am having this checked exception and unchecked exceptions. Already I told you guys we have a two stage of execution, which is compile time and execution time, which is a runtime. Okay, so at that compilation time we will get some errors, like already I told, right? We will get some syntax errors. Yes, that input output exceptions and SQL exceptions and so many things that will be shown at the time of compilation itself by the compiler. Okay, the runtime exceptions will occur based on the user's input. So that may be an arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, array index out of bound exceptions. Okay, those are all called the runtime exceptions, which is an unchecked exceptions. Guys, clear about this checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions? Yes, guys, do you have any doubt? Yes, okay, fine. Anyone else having doubt in this? What is exception? Yes. And coming to the error, guys, error is a normal, which is an irrecoverable, and normally we will get some errors at the time of compilation and normal system error, everything. Okay, so those are all not exceptions, guys. Okay, the problem arises beyond the control of the programmer. So okay, from the system, okay, or from the codings, you may do any mistakes. Okay, you will get some errors at the time of compilation itself. Okay, so that is error, and this is exceptions. Okay, so guys, clear, right? So exceptions are handled by the programmer, guys. Okay, we have certain keywords. Okay, using that keywords we will write a program. Inside that we can handle that exceptions. We can say to the users that this kind of inputs are not valid for this application. Okay, so for that kind of purpose we are going for this exception handling. Okay, clear, guys? Okay, so there are some keywords, guys. Okay, so these are all the main keywords we will used in this exception handling. Okay, which is try, catch, finally, throw, throws. Okay, so this try block keyword is used to specify a block where we should place exception code. Guys, at the time of writing a business logic itself, you know, here in this block I will get some error. Okay, like as you people said, right, is array index out of bound. Okay, and some other errors like a programmer will write a logic, right? Yes, that kind of logics can be written inside this try block. Okay, so try is used to specify a block where we should place exception code. Okay, the try block must be followed either by catch or finally block. Okay, so it means that we cannot use try block alone. Okay, because in this try block we are going to write the logics of the entire program or the particular logic, guys. Okay, if you are going to do any arithmetic operations, okay, you are going to put that arithmetic operations alone inside the try block. Okay, and after closing this try block, immediately you want to open the catch block, guys. Okay, so the catch block is used to handle the exception. Okay, it must be preceded by the try block. Okay, so if there is a try block, you should have a catch block immediate to next of the try block. Okay, so which means we cannot use catch block alone. Okay, it can be followed by finally block later. Okay, and finally block is actually optional. It is not mandatory that you should write finally block with the catch, but finally block which has it is used to execute the important code of the program. If you have any other rest of the program, rest of the codes, you can put it inside the finally block. Or if you want to say anything, like if you want to use the system.out.println to say something to the user, you can put that kind of statements inside the finally block. Okay, and throw keyword, guys. Throw keyword which is used to throw an exceptions. If you have any particular exceptions, you can use this throw keyword to throw an exceptions. And throws, okay, THROWS. Oh, guys, at the time of learning this throw and throws, sure you will get some confusions, guys. Okay, like this throws can be used with the methods. Okay, you are creating so many methods, right? Yes, that methods can be used with this throws keyword is used to declare with the exceptions, and it does not throw an exception. It specified that there may be occurrent exceptions in method. It is always used with the method signatures. Okay, so throw is normally used to throw some user defined exceptions. If I have written any exceptions, I can use this throw keyword. Okay, and throws is used with the methods. Okay, so at the time of implementation I will show you the difference how we can use this throw and throws, guys. Okay, first we will see how to use this try, catch and finally. Okay, guys, to this, do you have any doubt? Yes, do you have any doubt, guys? Did you want to repeat this try, catch and finally? Yes. Okay. So guys, I'm just going to create a simple program. Okay. So Java application. Guys, have you done installing this NetBeans in your system? Yes. Have you tried this NetBeans in your system? Yes, guys, so I'm having this project exceptions Java. Guys, after completing this programs, I will post all these programs in your Google class, okay, for your reference under the topic. Okay, so you can refer this. Okay, I am having exception dot exception Java. Okay, we'll close everything. So guys, okay, so I'm going to write some code here. Okay, so if it is an you are going to write some logics, or you are going to write some arithmetic operations, guys, open this try block here. Okay, and in this try block I'm going to declare any variables like int a equal to 10 and int b equal to 0. Okay, system dot out dot println. Inside this I'm going to division operation. Okay, guys, is this possible to do this? This is try block. Okay, so outside of this you can write any code, guys. You can create any methods here. Okay, so public void disp. Okay, like a normal program, you can do anything inside this. Okay, okay, so it is saying that automatically it is saying the try without catch comma finally are resource declarations. Okay, so you should have that. Okay, catch arithmetic exceptions. Okay, so for that you want to give variable exception. This is going to catch that exception. Okay, so inside that I'm just going to print that exception here. Okay, guys, clear? So this is catch block. So this is, I have given exception handling. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this. Okay guys, it is saying that yes, I don't have any error, but I'm having an exception here. Okay, java.lang.arithmetic exception slash by 0. It is saying that slash by 0. If you people are a programmer, you can understand what is this slash by 0, but as a user they doesn't have any knowledge of programming. Okay, they can't even understand what kind of error it is. Okay, so and guys, if you use system.scanner, okay, you can get the input from the user, right? Yes, so at that time, guys, we don't know what kind of input they are going to give. Okay, instead of they may have a plan to give 10 for A and 20 for B. Okay, but unknowingly if they give 0 for B, there will some error occurs, right? That kind of errors are runtime exceptions. Okay, clear guys? So that kind of exception can be handled like this using this try and catch blocks. Okay, so inside this catch block you may give your own statements like you cannot do by 0. Okay, so you can give like this. Okay, so the user can easily understood if this message is got printed in the output. Okay, and after printing this you can again continue the program. Okay, like see, I am getting you can't divide by 0. If I don't want that error want to be printed here, you can remove this. Okay, and only you can print this run file. See, I'm only getting this, you can't do by 0. Okay, so and user can understand they have given the input 0. Okay, and again they will not do the same problem here by giving the input. So they properly give input like this 10 10. Okay, so if you execute this, what is this? Division operation. Yes, I am getting an output here. Okay, so division operation 5, I am getting an answer here. Division result. Okay, so I am getting an result here. Okay, if it is 0, okay, it won't execute this statement. Okay, so automatically I am getting an exception, runtime exception here. Okay, so this runtime exception will be caught by this try block and it is thrown to this catch block. Okay, so inside this catch block, guys, I am having my own statement. I know that if the user gives any 0, I will get this error. Okay, so I have handled this arithmetic exceptions here. And also same like this, you can handle a number format exception and array index out of bound exceptions. Okay, same like this, I will show you in demonstration. Okay, guys, do you have any doubt on this? Yes, do you have any doubt on this? Yes, guys, do you have any doubt on this? Yeah, okay. And you may ask that, sir, outside of the try block we can use any statements. Yes, you can use, not a problem. Already I told, guys, you can create any method here. Okay, so inside the normal program, so far how we have created, okay, that is inside you are applying some logic, guys. Okay, when a programmer is getting into a software company, okay, they advised you to use this try blocks if you are using any logics. Okay, if you are writing any business logics and it may have any bad inputs from the users. Okay, so they put that kind of logics inside the try block, guys. Okay, so outside of this try block also you can have some object creations, like I can create objects. Okay, exception Java obj equal to new exception Java. Okay, so like this you can do, and you can have any system.out.println. Okay, so in this you can exception handling. Okay, so you can have like this. I don't get any errors. Okay, like if you execute this, see, I'm getting an output. Okay, so exception handling, it is printed. If you have created an object here, if you want to call that method, you can do it, not a problem. Okay, like what is that method? Disp. Okay, disp method. Okay,